Hey everybody, welcome to a 40-minute Yin Yoga class. We're going to go ahead and start in downward facing dog. So go ahead and just slide into down dog. And just pedal the feet. We'll take a good several breaths here. Just feel your palms rooting. Feel your hips sloping up. And just start stretching out the backs of the legs. Try and let the head go. Try and relax your face. Start to find the breath waving in and out through the nose. And just start to get a gauge, a sense as to how your body's feeling right now, what's going on. And just starting to become present. Good, and then from here, let's lift the right leg to the sky on an inhale, and then right foot to the top of the mat on the exhale. Relax your left knee down onto the mat. Release the top of your left foot. If your left knee feels sensitive, you could always double up your yoga mat, or you could put a blanket underneath the left knee. Those of you that are practicing at home with us, if you're interested in any of the modifications, you can always check out Grant over here. Now we're going to bring the hands actually on the inside of the right foot. And then slide your right foot over to the right a couple of inches. And then start bending your elbows, bending your forearms. And start climbing down towards the ground as we come into our very first Yin stretch. Now in Yin Yoga, what makes it Yin Yoga? Yin is the energy of softness. Yin is the energy of stillness, the energy of gentleness. So we have the yang, which is the strength, the fire, solar energy, and yin is the opposite. It's more of a cool, feminine, gentle energy. And the idea in many, many traditions is that we want to find the balance. And in our culture and in living in the West and the forms of exercise and fitness that we very often are passionate about, it's very much yang oriented. And if we're always yang and we're always just kind of pressing the pedal down as far as it'll go, then eventually the engine will burn out. We'll burn out. It's like burning the candle at both ends. And so yin is a wondrous opportunity to start to restore, to recover, to replenish, to rejuvenate, and to relax. And it's becoming increasingly popular as people are really feeling the benefits of it. They're feeling the benefits of the stress hormones dropping and decreasing, of the body's flexibility increasing, and maybe most importantly, the mind relaxing. Now, sometimes in Yin Yoga, the mind can be very, very busy, and I know people that sometimes practice yoga or the Yin Yoga, and it's the most challenging thing in the world. You get into these long holds, and it's so difficult. And sometimes people do the practice and they love it. Regardless of what your experience is, just trust and have faith that this practice is medicine for the body. Now from here, go ahead and ease your way all the way up onto your hands. Bring the right hand to the outside of your right foot. And then from here, we're going to come into a classical pigeon. So you're going to take your right foot and you're simply going to slide it all the way over to the left side of your yoga mat. Your left leg's long behind you. You want to square out through the hips. And then as you're ready, you're just going to let the weight of your torso drape right on top of that right leg. Now, if you want, you can always put a blanket or a block underneath the right hip. You could also put a block underneath the forehead. You could grab a bolster and you could put that underneath your chest. So there are ways of making it more restorative. Another thing that makes it Yin Yoga is the duration that you hold the pose. And in Yin Yoga, it's usually a minimum of a 90-second hold, anywhere from 90 seconds to about 5 minutes. And for us, in this particular practice, we're holding each pose about 2 to 3 minutes. And what we know that happens after about 90 seconds is that science tells us that we start to open up the connective tissues in the body. The connective tissues within our body make up the largest amount of tissues within our body. And in Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, they believe that all the meridians, all the nadis and subtle channels run through the connective tissues. So some people call it the meridian tissues. And these connective tissues, they work differently than our superficial muscles, like our biceps or our quadriceps or the pectorals. Those kind of muscles respond to strong repetitive movements. The connective tissue responds well to long, slow, sustained holds. And very much like putting braces on your teeth, where you gradually over time tighten those braces and you mold the teeth into a new position, that's kind of how the connective tissues work. They respond much more slowly than superficial tissues. Good. Take your time. Go ahead and ease all the way up onto your hands. And then from here, you're just going to lean into your right sit bone, and then you're going to swing your left leg all the way around to the very top, the very front of your mat. Your left leg's out in front of you. You're going to take your right foot. You're going to bring it to your inner left eye, setting up for what we call Janu Shirsasana. So your front left foot flexes, outer right hip rolls down. Take an inhale, lift the arms up, a little twist over to the left, and then exhale. You're just going to fold out over that left foot, left leg. And we'll be here for a good 2 minutes or so. And I'm on the clock, so you don't have to worry about the time. So as you get into the pose, just find your place. And whether your forehead's leaning down a couple of inches or a couple of feet, it does not matter. So you find your wall of tension. You find your threshold. And be respectful of that. So again, Yin's not about forcing. It's not about pushing. It's about softening. And just allowing time and gravity and breath to take care of everything. So if you're somebody that's naturally a control freak, that's where this kind of practice can be very, very challenging. But just remember, the greater the challenges, the greater the rewards. And that anytime something really challenges us, that ultimately that's a very positive thing. As you start to stretch out the fascia and the connective tissues, This will help you in all other forms of yoga, fitness, and athletics. In fact, I know professional mixed martial arts athletes, professional baseball players, and they're all finding that this Yin Yoga is helping them up their game. And then we're seeing more and more in professional sports that the athletes are incorporating Yin Yoga into what they do. Because it, again, allows them to recover, allows them to heal. Take your time, ease your way, all the way back up. And then from here, we're just going to take that right knee, bring it straight up. Take the right foot, bend it back by the outside of your right hip. Your inner knees, inner thighs draw towards each other. We call this the half hero. From here, you're going to start to lean back onto your hands. So you just kind of start there, you test out the waters. If you feel like you want to go deeper, then you'll come down onto your forearms. If you feel like you still want to go deeper, you can come onto your back. Or you could even grab a bolster if you have one, and you could slide that underneath your spine. And then you lean back onto that. You do want to make sure that your right knee never lifts off the ground. If your right knee starts to lift off the ground, then that's a sign that you're leaning too far back. As you find your spot, just start to settle in. And just allow that medicine to come to you. To come into the right knee. Come into that right thigh, the right hip flexor. To come into the top of the right foot. As you allow all those connective tissues, with time, to just start to open up. If you feel like at any point your mind becomes a little agitated or busy or noisy, don't even get frustrated about it. It's common. We're all moving so quickly, and we have that never-ending to-do list. And very often the moment that we slow down and get still for the first time, kind of like we get hit with that wave. But just stay steady. And eventually, it will pass. It might pass later within this practice. Or it might pass the next time that you do the Yin Yoga. Or the time after that. And I recommend that you try and do a practice like this at least once or twice a week. To take that time to really just slow down. Good. Now let's start to initiate that process. Slowly coming all the way back up. And no rush at all. Just take your time. And from here, you're just going to lean to the left. Extend that right leg out in front of you. And just know it's not uncommon at all right now to feel like you're 90 years old. Good. Now take that right foot. Set that right ankle right on top of that left knee, left thigh. And then bend your left foot underneath the right knee, right thigh. So you're setting up for double-seated pigeon, which can be modified a couple ways. You can grab a block, you can sit on top of that block or blanket, or you could always come into easy cross-legged seated. So there's always a way. So So you find the way that works for you. Once you get the lower body set, inhale, reach both arms up. And then exhale, you're just going to fold over and down to your own degree. And again, it might be a couple of inches. It might be a couple of feet. Just honor your body. You know, they say that the foundation of any healthy relationship is based upon two things. One is communication, and the other is listening. And there's no question that our body's always communicating. It's always speaking to us. It's one of the miracles of who we are. Your body speaking to us through the language of sensation every moment. The question is, are we listening? Are we truly listening to what our body's saying? And chances are the imbalances or even sickness and disease often comes from a lack of not listening to our body for long periods of time. And that those imbalances are just signs that we really strayed off the path from listening. Whether that's with the food choices that we make, or the amount of rest that we give ourselves at night, and all those other myriad of lifestyle things. And so hopefully over time, this practice will sharpen your ability to really listen and to honor what you're feeling. And by honoring what you're feeling, allowing the practice to be impeccably healing. Last few breaths here. Good. Take your time. Slowly ease your way all the way back up. And then from here, just start to uncross the legs. Let's bring both feet flat on the mat, about the width of the shoulders, hands behind you, and then like windshield wipers, just let those knees shift side to side. Just a good little counter movement after that deep hip stretching. And then walk the hands back in, swing the feet around to the side, and then come back to tabletop pose, all fours. And then we'll take it back to down dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips. And then walk that dog out. If you want to lift a leg up, bend the knee, spread a hip. You want to bend and straighten the legs. It's whatever feels right. Before we move into that same series on the other side. Good, as you're ready, left leg floats up to the sky, inhale. And then left foot all the way forward to the top of the mat. Relax the right knee down onto the floor. Release the top of that right foot. If you want to put padding underneath your right knee, go ahead. And then we'll bring both hands to the inside of the left foot, left leg. And then slide the left foot over towards the left. And then just start bending the elbows. And start climbing your way down towards the inside of that left foot, left leg. Sometimes for myself, if I'm having a hard time concentrating, then I use that technique where I count the breath. You could count the inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. And then exhale out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can use that counting method as a way of keeping the mind anchored in. Other times when I do this practice, especially at the end of a busy day, maybe it's late, the mind is just beautifully quiet, and I don't need to count. I don't need any external stimulation. I just need that space to be in quietness, and to be in stillness. It can feel so amazing. Last few breaths. Great, you guys. Go ahead and ease your way now. All the way up onto the hands. Bring the left hand to the outside of your left foot. Take your time, slide your left foot all the way across over towards the right side of the mat, setting up for classical pigeon. If you feel any impingement or pinching in your left knee, just grab a block. If you're at home, you don't have any props, get creative, find a pillow or something, a blanket, and just slide that underneath the left sit bone. You know you're going to be here for a good couple minutes, so you don't want to experience the bone-on-bone sensation. That's the bad pain. The good pain is muscular tension. The knots, the kinks, the atrophy within muscular tissue. And as you start to open that up, as you start to penetrate through that atrophy, it can sometimes be a little painful, but it's good pain. Just like when you go to your massage therapist and they dig their elbow into a knot of tension in the body, and you breathe through that pain, you breathe through the release, and then on the other end of that, it always feels really, really good. I think for a lot of people, that's the experience of Yin Yoga. But you're both the giver and the receiver of that massage. And as much as possible, just continue to let go. Even if silently, internally, you need to say to yourself, I choose to let go. I choose to let go. I choose to let go of anything and everything that's no longer serving me in a positive way. And if emotions come up, if tears come up, let that stuff just get released. Better out than in. Awesome, you guys. Take your time. Slowly ease your way all the way back up. And start leaning into that left sit bone. Swing that right leg all the way around towards the front. Right leg straight out in front of you. Grab your left foot. Pull it high to your inner right thigh. Reach both arms all the way to the sky. Inhale. Are you guys feeling yoga stoned yet? Exhale, fold over and down. So you want to switch legs, Deidre? Yeah. That's how stoned you are. So stoned you're on the wrong leg. Good. Janu Shirsasana. So often the degree of your success has everything to do with the degree of your surrender. And as adults, we're very, very good at being attached to things. But see if you can practice the art of detaching. Just letting go. Nowhere to get to. Nothing to achieve. Nothing to do. But to just be. And aren't we called human beings and not human doings? Let's practice the art of just being. Cultivating that deep, pervading sense of ease. The opposite of dis-ease. Last couple breaths. Good. Go ahead and ease your way all the way back up. And as you get back up, bring your left knee up to the sky, left foot flat on the floor. And then can you grab that left foot, pull it back by that outer left hip. Draw your inner thighs towards each other. And then the half hero, just start leaning back onto your hands, your forearms. I actually did this pose last night, and I grabbed my bolster, laid back on that bolster, and it was awesome. Letting those cortisol levels drop. Letting the stress hormones decrease. And shifting into that parasympathetic nervous system. moving away from fight or flight, and just dropping deeper and deeper into relaxation mode. Within that relaxation mode, there is no stress, there are no worries, there is no fear. It's all good. In this moment, I am content. I am fulfilled. I am enough. And I am whole. Good. Go ahead and start to make that exit. Shifting all the way up. You almost got stuck down there, didn't you? As you rise up, lean to the right. Extend that left leg forward. Let that blood rush down through that left knee. And then grab that left foot. Place that left ankle right on top of that right knee, right thigh. And then bend that right foot underneath that left knee, left thigh. So you're setting up for double-seated pigeon on the other side. You can sit on your blanket. You can come to comfortable cross-legged seated, what we call Sukhasana. Make it work for you. Inhale, arms reach up. And exhale, fold over and down to a nice, deep hip stretch. And if you find that your head gets relatively close to the mat, just like Grant's doing, it can be very nice to have a block. Place the block underneath the forehead. By giving your head something to rest on, it just brings more of a blend of restorative and yin. And you can just melt into the prop. Take your time, slowly ease all the way back up. Extend both legs straight out in front of you, along the mat, along the ground. And real quick, in one word, describe how you're feeling right now. Go, Grant. Relax. Lindsay? Good. Deirdre? Grandma. You kind of look like a grandma. Okay, release all the way onto your back, you guys. We're going to come into one last reclining twist, and then we'll come into our final Shavasana. Reach forward, grab your shins, squeeze your knees deep in. Keep the right knee hugged in, extend the left leg out in front of you. Reach your right arm out to the right, and let your right knee fall gently all the way over to the left. To a last bent knee, reclining, spinal twist. And bring the right knee back up to middle. Hug the right thigh back into the belly. And then switch sides. Left knee in, right leg out. Left arm opens out to the left. And left knee drapes all the way over to the right. Just feel that whole lower back. Release. Then left knee back up to middle. Squeeze both the left and the right thigh into the belly. And then finally, on a big inhale, curl the forehead up to the knees. Give your whole body a big squeeze. And exhale, Shavasana. Just release. Relax onto your back. Almost like a starfish. Let the arms, let the legs radiate out, palms to the sky. And then the most yin of all poses, this one. Completely softening everything, every fiber, every muscle, even your bones. Let everything soften. You slip deep into stillness. Shavasana. Now officially we're going to say that the practice is done and it's complete. But you may want to stay here for another 5 minutes. You may want to stay here another 10 minutes. You may want to crawl down the hallway and crawl into your bed and pass out. Do whatever you need to do. But officially, we're done. Congratulations on making it through the Yin Yoga, especially if you're a newbie to Yin. I know it can be really tough. But keep coming back. Keep doing this practice once or twice a week. And it'll definitely enhance everything else that you do. So thank you guys for joining us. Much health, much wealth, much love to you. Namaste.